Good afternoon, how are we all? Hope you're well. It's Friday! It's Friday, I'm so happy it's Friday. Been a week, it's been a hell of a week. How are you all doing? Have you worked hard for this weekend? Are you looking forward to it? Or has it flown by? I mean, it's still January. I can't believe we're still in January. Are we ever going to get out of it? On both Facebook and YouTube today, so say hello on both channels, share with your friends as well. I don't know how long tonight's going to take. We shall see. It's going to be hopefully a long one because I am going to do a full mixed media project, start to finish. I'm hoping to finish it today. And I am literally going to go from scratch. There's one thing I've prepared besides my cup of tea. There's one thing I've prepared, and that's the air dry clay piece because I needed to. It's 24 hours to dry kind of thing. It says a few hours. That's rubbish. It always takes longer than that. Right, let's say hello to a few people. Just start on Facebook. Hey, Claire, how are you? Hope you're well. First live I've been able to join today. I was just watching Kat's live from earlier, already ordered it. Yes, so I was live on the Craft Stash page with Katerina and Katerina Tato. If you've not seen her before, she's just brought out her first brand new collection called Happy Hormones, stamps, dies. We've got stamps, dies, embossing folders and papers. Absolutely gorgeous. Have a look on Craft Stash for that. It's stunning, and she's kind of a scientist, sciencey world, scientist, science world. So yeah, that's beautiful. Julie, good morning. Hello, Lynn Clifton. You made it. And June made it. How are you feeling, June? Soup make you feel better? Yeah, I know, we've got a whole other week until it's February. And then February, I always feel February's the cold month. That's usually for me. I always feel we get snow in February if we're going to. But hey, Emily from Oklahoma. Hope you're well. Hope it's nicer weather over there. It's cold here. Right, over to YouTube. Let's see. Laurie, as always, Laurie's there first. Good morning or good afternoon. I'm saying good morning still, aren't I? Good afternoon. Hey Jean, hello again. Debbie, hello. How are you? Have you had a good week? Let's see. Frozen Florida. Is it that cold out there? Is it? Is it really cold? Hello again, Joe's Craft Space. Hello, Joe. Celia, good morning. Oh, good afternoon. Honestly, I'm just going to ignore it. If I say good morning, I say good morning. Karma's just gone over to Facebook. By all means, watch where you like. I don't mind. It's the same either way. Celia's just watched my summit video and loved it. Oh, thank you. Yes, so the card making with your craft stash, I think is that right? It's about crafting with what you've already got, using your craft items. The summit has just started today. It's all online. I did advertise on my Facebook page, I've done on YouTube as well, about the free tickets. So you can go along and watch lots, 24, 25 videos, video tutorials you can watch for free. You just need to register. There's a link, there's definitely a link on my Facebook page. I put one on this morning. So go and have a look at that. If you get any free time over the weekend, you can just dip in, have a look at that day's videos. I'm doing it, Sam Cowcott's doing it, lots of others as well. So that's just started. That doesn't mean you need to leave me and go over there though. This is live and interactive. They're pre-recorded videos. Go and watch them anytime. Under a Pile of Papers. Hello. I do love that. I do love that, the name Under a Pile of Papers. I think Sam was saying this the other day as well. Kathy, good morning. How are you from Maine? Hazel, good afternoon to you too. Little G Papercrafts, hi. Vicky, hi. How are you? Karen, from Georgia. I hear all these place names and I always assume that it's warm there, but not necessarily. Jacqueline, good, what is it? Jacqueline, Busy the Jack. Busy the Jack, I like that. Good afternoon to you and to everyone as well. Yes, Benita. Like I say, I just love the name. Under a Pile of Papers. Melissa's very cold in Colorado. See again, Colorado. Do I always think of Colorado as being warm? I think I do. Do you know what? I think anywhere except UK, I assume is going to be warm. Hello, Joyce. How are you? Happy Friday to you too. Really looking forward to February. I know. Jolly John from Washington. I'm going to call you Flo because it's so much easier. Happy Friday from Michigan. Happy Friday. I suppose it's still early in the day for you though, isn't it? We're at 4 p.m. now, so we're getting towards the end of the day. I've literally just finished my work day and I jumped straight onto this. So that's why I've got my tea. But everybody else, I don't want to miss anybody out. Kerry, hi to you as well. Joe's just taken delivery of my textures, wildflowers, watercolour splash, layering honeycomb, and Nordic Christmas tree. Did you get a lot of that in the Monster Die sale? Fabulous. Hello, Laura. How are you? Ohio is cold in the winter, is it, Kerry? Yeah, I just, like I say, I completely don't know where I am in the world, and I assume everywhere else is warm except the UK. June's feeling a little bit better. I'm glad about that after having a snooze. Daughter's doing an online shop for me now. Perfect. Claire, you'd forgotten about the summit already, had you? Shall I run you through what I'm going to do today? So, as I said, I've said this on Facebook a few lives this week. On last Saturday, I watched Finnabear, and I may be saying her name incorrectly, so I apologise. But I watched her create it was just a live, so it was free, but she created this beautiful canvas. Very much her style, lots of her techniques, and I've always been in awe of her projects. I've always looked at them and never understood how does she build up the layers. So I was really interested in this video. So I watched most of it on Saturday. Then, of course, it was dinner, so I had to put it away. Finished watching it Sunday, and it's really inspired me to get to do some more layering amongst mixed media. So, I mean, she's been an inspiration to me ever since I started years and years and years ago. We follow each other on TikTok. She's actually very good at liking videos and responding to things on TikTok, by the way. Scrapbook Loft, hello from Kentucky, hi. Melissa, we're all sweet, all freezing together. I know. So yeah, she is fab. She is fabulous. So I decided to use some of the techniques that she showed to create my own piece. Hello, Carla. How are you? It feels like Carla and Debbie as well on Facebook. It feels like I've not spoken to you for ages. So hi to you. So I am going to I've got an MDF tag. I think this was an old, I want to say it was an old Daisy May one, maybe. But it's an MDF tag. I'm going to cover this and decorate this. I have also got, let me bring you down to my desk actually, because it'll be a lot easier to show you. You have to excuse any shadows. For some reason today I've got a lot of shadows. So I've got my tag here. I've also got, and I've just kept it with the mould. It's very delicate, but this beautiful, I don't know yet whether I'm going to have it that way. This beautiful frame that is, I used air dry clay for it. I used air dry clay, and I used this. I did this the other day, but this is actually. Let me get. I think I've got the packet here. So the air dry clay is Stamperia one. It's the extra light. Although I think, although it's soft clay, it is still very fragile. Very, very fragile. So I think next time I buy some clay, I've still got quite a lot in there. It is extremely soft. I am going to pull something down behind me. Just bear with me. There we go. This is extremely soft. It's very, very nice to play with, actually. I love it. I keep it all in here. Yeah, very, very soft. Very, very easy to use, as you can see. You don't have to knead it to soften it up or anything. So it stays nice and soft. But it is still, I find it quite crumbly. So what I did is, when it was in the mould, once I thought it had dried, I actually put a layer of glue over the back of it, just because you can probably see, I don't know if you can, there's a crack in it there, there's a crack here, and I felt like it was going to break, so I put a layer of clear glue all over the back and let that dry for a few more hours before I took it out, and it's just holding it together. Once I get gesso and things over it, it'll be fine. But this is the mould again. It's Imaginarium. It is the same. It is Finn's brand. So absolutely beautiful mould called Grungy Frames. I can't tell you whether it's still available. I think I saw one on Amazon in the UK the other day. It's stunning. There's so much in here. So obviously you've got the big frame, which for me was the standout piece. You have a smaller version of that frame and another smaller one there. You have these really cool industrial corners and cogs and things. It's just beautiful. So that's like my ideal frame. So, oh, I just dropped it on the floor. So I've got this frame. Now, I was looking for a mould for a dragonfly or a butterfly or something, and I couldn't get one here in time for today's live. So instead, yay, clay! Olga, I have to try making these. They're beautiful. Honestly, it does take a little while. Does anybody know of an air dry clay that actually dries quicker than a kind of 24 hours? I think that one says it's a few hours, but I always have to leave it 24 hours. The cracks will add to the aged look, says colour. It does, but I do like it to like hold its shape while I'm doing things with it. I don't want it to break apart. I've had one before it broke apart. Let me just check. Joe's, yes they did. Joe's going to have a play tomorrow. Just making sure I don't like to miss comments. I apologise if I do. Do I have any tips for getting it to dry flat? So when I put it in, I usually press it right down and I dampen my finger and run it over. The back is still, I carefully lift this up, it's still fairly bumpy, but to be honest, it will still go flat onto my project. And I just leave it in there as long as possible to dry. DAS, is that much quicker, is it, Sue, to dry and to set? Anyway, so I've got this dragonfly and it's a little more detailed than I want. It's off a card, that's why it's already covered in. I've actually pulled it off a card because it's a card that I didn't like the finished look of in the end. So yeah, so I've actually got this and it's actually coming apart. So I could choose to use just the detail if I want, which actually looks stunning. Or I could choose to use it with a solid background. I think I'd use it without. I think I'd use it like that. But we shall see when we build everything up. Now, something else, I've got some stencils. These are not available yet, but they will be. Sheila, it is really, really soft. It is absolutely, it's beautiful to work with. Like I say, it just takes a little while. Oi, you missed me. Where are you? Have you commented, Sam, already? Did I miss you? Well, I've got you now. Something else I'm using, again, I've had this years and I come back to it time and time again. It's Stamperia. Let me just there we go. So that's the back page. We don't want to look at the back, do we? We want to look at the front page and see. I've got to find it now. Here it is. I keep, even the covers for these papers, they have the most beautiful images on. Stamperia Voyage Fantastique. Again, I think it's a really old collection, but it's papers that I had. I am going to base my cutaways around these papers and I'm going to use these in the background as well. Lynn Clifton, I've used some from Hobbycraft. I think it dries very quickly, but I can't remember exactly. Well, Hobbycraft's, you know, cheap enough. I could actually try it. Thank you for forgiving me. I probably missed lots of comments, in honesty, because I'm looking at Facebook at the same. I'm looking back now. I'm looking back to see where your comment is. Have I really missed it? I can't see. I can't even scrolling back. I can't see a comment, Sam. I think you're fibbing to me. Unless did you comment on? And now I'm looking. No, I can't see a comment from you. I think you're fibbing. I don't think you were there. Okay, so these are the colours. So what I'm going to do first is build up some texture in the background. I've got a couple of things. Where is it? This, if anyone's ever done any DIY, they'll recognise this. So this is the tape that goes on plasterboard or drywall over the joins, and it's very, very low tack, very low sticky. Enough, if you're going to put gesso on a project, it will stick, that'll be fine. You could also put some gel medium or some glue or something under it, but it will give a bit of texture. So I've got that. And then I've also got these papers, which I'm going to take, like, for example, I mean, these are so beautiful, but there's lots here that I can just put on as squares and shapes in the background. It'll build up texture, but you'll also get a little bit of the pattern coming through as well. So also Iron Orchard Designs has a really nice air dry clay too. Brush cornstarch in the mould and use the side of a credit card to smooth the back and then peel it out. There we go. Sue, are you an expert with moulds and air dry clay? Have you got any videos on your channel? Do I need to come and have a look? I only learn by playing. So things like this one where I've used it already, I'm just going to cut them up, and then when we get nearer sort of finishing and I need embellishments, I could cut some elements from these. I mean, look at that. There's so much from there that I could cut from. It's just absolutely stunning. This is like probably my favourite ever. I'm not so keen on this, and I probably wouldn't really use her. Maybe that's a challenge. Maybe next week I need to use her. But it's probably my favourite ever paper pack that's ever been done. Do you know, I feel like I've got more than one. I feel like I've got other papers in here and not from this collection as well. But just even that is great as a background. The distressed look. Papers are stunning, aren't they? Hey Sarah Jane, don't worry. You can always catch up. Yes, so I will come back and I will probably cut some elements out. We've got the hot air balloons, the world map, the letter, I'll take those out as well. Gorgeous, 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 so much in there. But let's start building this up, otherwise we will be here all day. And one thing I'd like to do while I'm doing these mixed media things is start using some of my old products. So I apologise, it won't always be that you can buy and recreate the exact look, but hopefully you'll get lots and lots of inspiration and ideas to use up what you've got. Just have a swig of drink while I'm just looking at the comments. Katie Sue has lots of videos on air dry clay. She does, yes. They do it more for cake, or they used to do it. They originally did it, from what I believe, was for cake moulds and things. But I think sort of then when Catherine joined, she started doing it more for like mixed media, this sort of thing. I still want to take that tea bag out. Oh no, it's fruit tea. I leave it in the whole time. This one, because it's a fruit tea, I leave it in the whole time I drink it. I don't take it out. It just gets stronger and stronger. It's beautiful. I had the most beautiful fruit tea yesterday, by the way. I don't know if it interests anyone. But I went to a cafe with a friend and it was a fruit tea in like a cafetiere, like a coffee cafetiere type thing, with literal just fruit in it. It had apple and blackberry in it, and it was stunning. It was absolutely gorgeous. Let's at least cut them straight-ish. So really beautiful fruit tea. And we've got some typewriter keys here. So a lot of this will probably end up being covered over. We can use this one as well somewhere, can't we? So Sue, what did you say? Not an expert. I have done tons for moulds for weddings. Oh, okay. I did read that as well. I saw your correction to weddings, so I knew that's what you meant. Oh, I see. I thought there was some new craft you'd missed. No. Oh, you've still got a pack, have you, Sheila, of this? Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's funny what we all deem beautiful, isn't it, as well? So where to some people this would be beautiful, to some people this would just be a bit messy, a bit of a mess. I'm just loosely placing these on at the moment, and then I will layer them all up in a little while. What have we got on the back here? Oh look at all this text. Perfect. So I'll put lots and lots of these strips of paper all overlapping on here, glue them down, and then I'll gesso over the top, but I won't gesso quite everything, so you'll see peaks of the colours coming through. We've kind of got that rust colour and that green colour. Do you know what? I've picked up sprays and I've picked up paints, and I've got teals and I've got browns. But I'm thinking, besides that one, I probably need to go more into the greens than the teals. So I might have to go and find some different ones. I love using my stash to shop. This is my, yeah, use what you have, absolutely. And to be honest, you don't have to use what we're using in videos and things. It's actually good to, yeah, use up what you've got. Just find something similar. Just be inspired instead. Let's see, do a couple more, and then I'll start gluing down and see how many more I need. Have we all thumbed? Closer, have we all thumbed? You all done a thumbs up? Makes a difference. It's the whole algorithm thing, isn't it? If a video is getting lots of likes, you should get lots of views. I would feel under pressure though if there's more people watching. But there's going to be more lives everywhere. There's going to be more videos this year. I've got another video, another of the Distress Oxide videos ready to go. I just didn't quite get time to upload it. Easter eggs already. Are they in the shops now, June? Goodness me. It's crazy, isn't it? As soon as Christmas is over. I mean, we haven't even done Valentine's yet. Should we get Valentine's over and done with first? Right. Let's make a start. I'm just going to use a wet paper glue Another swig of tea, determined to drink this while it's warm. Lynn Clifton, love Stamperia papers. I have some bits left from one that was an African style, I think. Style design, I think. Can't remember its name. It had elephants and patterns. Does anyone remember that? Oh no, June, I don't have any honey or sugar in mine. I don't on a lot of things. No sugar in my tea. Normal tea, caffeinated tea. Let's just see. Yeah, they do lots. So Katie Sue does lots for cakes, but the same molds can be used. Yeah, I think you're just not supposed to cross them over. If you use them for one, you're not supposed to use them for something else, are you? But Sheila, so Flo has said to Sheila, she's also on a, was it a no buy this year? All year? Are you really going to not buy anything all year? Is that possible? Use up for a room full of stuff. Yay, Sarah's thumbs up. Karen loves the Oxide videos. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so glad you like them. The first series I ever did with the Oxides was so popular. I was amazed. I ended up getting up super early every morning for a while to make sure there's sort of one a day, and it got intense. Really intense. Right, so putting the biggest ones down first. I know they're all a similar colour and everything, but getting these down first, and then I can go in with the smaller ones over the top. Just place it. These, I'm not worried about what they look like too much because it's purely a bit of texture in the background. The more layers we get down, the more texture we'll have. And we'll probably go over a lot of this over the top of it. So I'm trying not to even think about where I'm putting things. I love this rusted edge though. And it's really hard sometimes, isn't it, to decide which side of the paper you like as well. I'll put that in the corner. Probably will put some rust effects on this as well at some point. Yeah, so you'll have to buy adhesives, won't you? And yeah, essentials like that. But you can try not to buy what we call them fashion items. Love elephants. Oh, they've been in the Easter eggs have been in the shops a while already. Ugh, crazy. I must admit, Easter eggs is something that I often forget to buy until the last minute, and then it's too late, and I can't get the ones people have asked for. Tell you a joke. I was about to buy glue during a sale and then remembered that it was 5 degrees below zero and that wouldn't work. Oh no. So those of you who live in extreme temperature countries, do you have issues with adhesives and things like that? Things like if you were to do this mould, would you have issues with it maybe drying? Whether it's too fast or too slow? What's the deal with those? I can't use double-sided paper unless I have one more. I know, it's really hard using this, to be honest, but then it's sat there for such a long time and I've not used it, so I'm kind of thinking, well, now's the time to use it. Shape this around here a little bit. Not stuck yet. There we go. I'm still trying to keep my mat clean. Keep wiping it, keep getting the rubbing alcohol on it. So the focus is going to be here. So the fact that I've got some bare chipboard around is absolutely fine. And then let's put some texture on. I love that you all sort of, a lot of you know each other and you say hello to each other. I think that's great. Little G, is it Denise? Or is Denise someone else? Let me know. I collaborated with Monica and Katerina to do a video every day with the Papercraft Society Advent Calendar. Oh, I didn't realise you were all collaborating to do that. I thought you just all happened to be doing these amazing videos like every day. You'd sort of all got together, did you? And you decided that's what you were going to do? That's awesome. Right, so I've put that down in a few places. Actually, quite a lot. There's quite a lot of places I've got this down now. But it cuts beautifully. And it just very lightly tacks on. So it's just left over from when I've had my what I've been using in my house. It was a small bit of roll left over, and I tend to buy a new roll every time we do a room because you need at least almost one roll. My friends, relatives down south are here. Oh, you're talking about something. Hang on a minute, I need to go back. It's the liquid adhesives in the shipment from the store to me. During that time, most glues are ruined. Oh, are they? As you know, some are okay, but the one I wanted is a no. Oh, okay. Here in Atlanta area, I generally don't have any issues. The products are generally pretty moderate here. This cold spell is kind of unusual. Particularly cold, is it? There. June said, talking of Africa, my honey is Zambian, as my brother bought it back after visiting his girlfriend. We've actually got honey that I bought back from Madeira. Oh, saying that, just have a swig of tea. Sorry, excuse me, while it's still warm. I had some good news today. What type? Joyce, this is drywall tape, joining tape, or plasterboard tape, depends what you say where you are. So this is for the scrim tape, we call it here. It goes over the joins in your plasterboard or your drywall before the plaster. Well, we plaster over the top of ours. Some countries don't actually do a thin layer of plaster, liquid plaster over the top. So yeah, it's a mesh tape for DIY. Just some I got left over. So my daughter came home earlier. She went out. I don't know if any of you watched my live earlier, and I said, this was on Facebook, and I said my daughter was going out with my mum for lunch. Very rude, without me. You're welcome, Joyce. And she came back and my daughter said, sit down. And I was like, no. You know when someone says, sit down, I need to talk to you, sort of thing. And I was like, no. Anyway, it was good news. It wasn't bad news. I was panicking, thinking there was something wrong with my mum or whatever. Anyway, turned out the two of them together have decided they wanted to go to Amsterdam, and they've both between them paid for me to go with them as well. So in April, end of April, we're going to Amsterdam for a few days, which is fabulous. I've never been. It's just one of those on my to-do list kind of things. So yeah, I'm off to Amsterdam. They've paid for me. Isn't that brilliant? Hey Therese, how are you? Therese, I saw you. I'm sure I saw you commenting in Finn's live at the weekend. Was that you? Was that the live I saw you in? And this is what sort of inspired me to do kind of something like this. Yeah, really lovely of them. Really lovely. Shipping's not a great idea unless it's a shop close by. No, exactly. Exactly. If I could go to the store, it would be no big deal. Yeah, I know. I love to go to a craft store. We've got very few near us. Hello, Amanda. How are you? Yeah, so Amsterdam, everybody. Amsterdam, Carmen. Amsterdam's a wonderful city. I love it. So I need to know what to do in Amsterdam when I go. What? I mean, I'm sure they've probably got ideas. And my daughter said she definitely wants to go to the tulip fields. But what else do we do, everybody? Let us know if you've ever been. Right, so this is white gesso. This is just white gesso to go over the top. I would say everything. I don't want to go over the top of everything. I definitely want to do a lot of the chipboard. But I don't want to cover all the colour and the design in the papers. So I'm going to cover first of all the chipboard, or MDF. I think it's MDF. With the paint. This is the wrong brush. It's definitely the wrong brush. Have I got a different one that's a bit more severely? It's a bit too soft. It's actually a Chinese. I might have to suck it up with this one without getting off my bum and going over to no, I can't use this one. And I've done it again. I forgot my pot of water. Let me just get up and get another one. My cousin in North Florida got snow earlier this week. We didn't get it in Atlanta, went south of us. Very unusual things happening in the world at the minute with weather. Very odd. Oh, these are better. These are my better brushes. Right. These are better. Oh, shall I go nice big one? Let's get. It's got some blue in it. I don't know whether that's dry or not. I'm the worst for. I'm actually the worst for cleaning my brushes out. I just don't do it. I know I should. It's really bad of me. The gesso tends to be a little translucent anyway. So I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna focus on the bits where the MDF are mostly to start with, and some patches, and leave some areas. And then take a lot of that off and just sort of dry brush all different directions. So look, you can still see it's toned all the colours down, but you can still see a lot of it underneath. Whoop. Let's do a bit more on the edge. All the way around. Again, get a lot of that off and then dry brush that in. Okay, so whereas Finn in her video at the weekend did a lot of black, she worked on a black base, I'm doing the opposite. I'm going to do white. So this is the mould. I showed this right at the beginning, so if you need to look back, it is designed by Finn, in fact. So Prima Marketing mould. That's the card I did on a Facebook Live. So if you want to see that card being made, that's on Facebook only. Wednesday I did that. So let me just, while I'm here, I've got wet paint, let's go over this dragonfly, get this gessoed up. So this is a die cut dragonfly that I pulled off of an old card. Wasn't so keen on the card in the end, didn't work out how I hoped. So rather than die cut a new one, I am recycling. So this is an old dragonfly that came from one of my textures collections. I believe it's sold out now though, and won't be restocked. So there we go. I think the wings are kind of broken on there. Let me see, where is the, right, so the Anne Frank Museum, absolutely, I need to go there. Absolutely loved Anne Frank's diary. Jacksonville, Florida, we got sleet, did you? Wow. It's a crafter's cruise. A crafter's cruise, that's amazing. I want to go, I want to go on one, but I worry about getting sick. Oh yes, so Sheila, you need to come to the UK or Europe, but yeah, the UK. Vintage treasures. Every little town has an antique shop, or even just like I suppose you might call them thrift shops, but even like charity shops, there's all sorts in there. But we have a lot of antique shops, especially where I live. It's great. I've got a castle in my town as well, which is beautiful. Love the texture of that tape. It looks great, doesn't it? Well, I'll hold it up in a minute. Hang on. Can we have a close up of Wednesday's card, please, Lou? Yeah, you can. Yeah. Hang on. I have to do me the focus. That's not too bad though, is it? Can you sort of see that without me adjusting the focus too much? So I've got some cogs and gears. I'm going to add some to this as well. And it's the lace. It's the layered lace posy underneath. Probably just make that out, and then the word love on top. But if you watch the video, I do it start to finish on there, so you'll be able to see that. It's really weird weather when New Orleans gets a foot of snow. That's like my dream. I would love a foot of snow. Okay, so let me think. How am I going? I think for this one, I think the colours, rather than the colours spreading, so this was kind of all over, I think I'm going to do colour almost straight through the middle. Or do I do it up and down? Through the middle that way? Or through the middle this way? Okay, can we have votes? Horizontal or vertical? Like the colour and the design. Does everything just sit in the middle? Does everything all just sit in the middle this way? Horizontal or vertical? Thank you. Oh yeah, Create and Craft did a crafty cruise quite a few years ago. Yeah, they did. They did. I think Pin Flare. Goodness me, why do I forget people's names when I've known them so well for so long? Honestly, show my age. Vertical, I've got one. I've got two. I've got, oh, hang on, no, I've got horizontal, vertical, horizontal. Oh, for goodness sake, you're going to be 50-50 now, aren't you? Snow's pretty right up to the point you have to shovel it. I know. Oh no, hang on a minute. I have almost got 50-50 right. Okay, so Facebook. 1, 2, 3. Debbie, you're just confusing things saying diagonal now. Right, so Facebook is more on the vertical side. Let me see. So we've got horizontal, vertical, but I think vertical wins. Just so up and down. Fair enough. Dragonfly will be in the middle. So it'll be something like that. Okay, I think I'm going to, I've had my hot glue gun on quite a while. I think I'm going to stick this down and then start working some things around it. But the colour and everything is going to go on. Now, Finn would do this with like gel medium or something, but I haven't got any I need to stock up. It's been a while. So I'm going to place that there. Yeah, we've got, I think Harry's horizontal. Vertigo. Yeah, I get enough of that. I don't need any of that. Thank you very much, June. And you've been feeling poorly as well. You don't need any vertigo. Let me see. Now I have a couple of little boxes of treasures that have things in them. Little things in them that potentially I might be able to use. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I've also got all my metal pieces too, so I'm hoping that amongst these, see, I've had these frames forever. They're just a bit big, aren't they? Does anyone remember these light bulbs? Could have one hanging from somewhere. I've got smaller ones. These are cute. I might add a couple of these. Oh, that one's lost its base. There's one. Sweet and Us. But I'm not worried about what wording's on them, but they've sat in here for so long. I may as well just, you know, just use them. Get them used. That's a bit big. That's too big. It's a flower. I don't fancy that. Oh, tiny little frames. What else have we got in here? So these are quite cool. I've got letters in here. Just letters. Now, you know, all know I love my textures, as in, well, that is that way, my letters. I think maybe use some of these. I've got a clock. I need to run out. I need to get some more chipboard and wooden pieces. 100%. Oh, just spotted those. Are they new stencils or tags coming? The stencils, yes. So the stencils are, I think these are launching in February. So there's 4. Oh, there's another one in there somewhere. There's 4 in a pack, and they're going to be, so there's 4 different ones. Some of the designs you've seen before, but they're in tag form like this. So yeah, I've got them out. I don't know if I'm going to use them though, because now I've used the drywall tape instead. So I might just fill that with random letters and then have the letters kind of falling down. Is that right? How do you do a Q? Is that way? Right, I do know how to spell and write, I promise. I think having letters falling down as embellishments would be quite cool. What do we think? It's different, isn't it? Something to use up. Oops. Oh, come on. I can't pick them up though. We all have our different styles, even though obviously I'm sort of following or be inspired by Finna's stuff. It's just like, it's never going to be exactly the same, and I don't suppose anyone would want it to be the same. I wonder why? There we go. And then let's look at my metal pieces as well. Hello from Barbados. Hello, Paula. Just finished the meeting and figured I'd pop in for some mixed media goodness before the next. Oh, how long have you got? Oops, daisy. I've got cogs here. I've got brass. I've got a beautiful key. It's a large key. See, things like this I have sitting forever. It's a bit big. I don't know. It's not bad though. Do you know what? I don't mind that. It's a consideration. I'll leave that aside for later. I've even got another one. I think that's exactly the same. I have got two of the same. Together, My Place. Do you know what? This is going to go on my craft room wall, so I think I'm going to use the My Place as the sentiment for it eventually. So I've got cogs and gears. I think I better start gluing some of these down. I do like to arrange first, but there's so many little pieces, I'll be here forever if I don't start gluing down now, and then I can arrange around. Then gesso everything over the top. Dawn, you've still got the light bulbs. I'd imagine they were discontinued a long time ago, so oh, blimey, how long would we have had these? It's been a very long time, hasn't it? Captain Stig Clare. That would be funny. He'll like that. I'll tell him when he gets back. He's not on holiday. He's got family visiting, so he's off work this week, or this part of this week and start of next. So they're all sort of jumbled inside. A lot of that will be covered over anyway. And there we go. Stick those, ignore that for the moment. Hey Jan, how are you? I love the letters falling down. Thank you. They're sort of all tumbling out. Oh yum, oh yum, she's incredible. Hang on a minute, who have we seen? I like the key, it looks good as the dragonfly body. Yeah, I do. I think it works. Years and years. Yeah, I know. And why do we keep these things so long? Do you wear a helmet when being the Stig? Who me is, not me. But Craft Stig probably would. Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, we know what he looks like, but so if anyone's wondering what on earth we're talking about, the Craft Stash page on Facebook. So essentially my marketing manager, he hides behind his keyboard every time there's a live. He does all the comments. We've kind of nicknamed him the Craft Stash Stig, which could be a copyright thing. We're not sure yet, but yeah. So here in the UK we had Top Gear. I don't know who's heard of it, who's not. And on Top Gear they used to have the Stig, who was the secret professional driver, and you never saw his face. And that's the thing with our Stig, you never see his face. Oh no, that one's not. Oh, it's just squeezing in. This is adorable. There's one little cog that, I don't know if you can see that, it's got a heart inside of it. I've got a couple of those. These were just, I think these were cheap ones off eBay. I really love this one. That one's got to be sort of centre because it's double layered. So I'm using my hot glue. The only issue with using hot glue is it's a bit harder to get anything to stick to it. So you just have to be wary of that. Right, let's do a few smaller. Do you know, I'm going to save the cogs because I might just put a few smaller ones over the top that then don't have anything on them, as in any colour on them. I've got snowflakes in here. There's some chain in here. I thought I had a couple of different colours of the chain. Oh, I think I used it over there. Oh, I've got gold and I've got silver. I don't really want to have to get all of this out. all tangled up. Oh dear. Oh, there's some black. That's what I wanted. Black chain. I might hang the light bulbs off of some black chain at the end as a finishing touch. We shall see. Okay, so you're right, Claire. Craft Stash Stick is a bit of a keyboard warrior. Melissa, our family is Top Gear freaks. Is it still running? Does it still go? Right, this gesso is still wet enough, so I'm just going to go over a lot of these metal pieces. Obviously the white letters are already primed. And we put the gesso over and then that helps. I'm kind of leaving a little bit of the metal there, but it helps the next layer of colour to stick. I need a bit more because that frame is definitely standing out, quite creamy colour. It will get lots of, it's going to get lots and lots of love in a minute with lots of colour. Pop in this. Okay. Right, I think I need to put, my poor dragonfly's got a broken wing. Really sad. Let's add a little bit of hot glue to it. Key will go over the top. I think we're all agreed the key works, so let's try and put the dragonfly on. And then this over. Do you know what? I quite like it just white. No, it did stop after Freddie Flintoff's accident. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was running anymore. Oh, he looks, I'm sorry, but he looks awful. I saw him, I think it was like New Year's Eve. I saw him on a programme. It's around that time anyway, and I thought, oh, he does look awful following his accident. So what I'll do is at the very end, I will put the word together. Maybe we'll put it somewhere. We'll see. So I'm going to give all that a dry now. There we go. We still have the memories. Let me see. Emily, really need to get some errands run. Wish I had time to watch the whole video live. I'll catch up later. Thank you. You're very welcome, Emily. And have a fabulous weekend. Sending lots of sunshine your way, Dawn. I wish I hadn't missed, yeah, the light bulbs. There's small ones and there were bigger ones. And at the time they came out, I worked in a craft shop. And goodness me, I just bought, I swear I bought the whole lot. I bought about 10 packs. When my boss ordered them in, it's like, you need to get a lot more. Natty, I didn't realise you were watching. Sorry. Hello. But goodbye. Watch the replay. Absolutely. I've used hot glue in my mould if I want to make something quick and then just paint it. Yeah, I have done that before, actually. I have used the hot glue method. It's just a little bit harder, isn't it, to paint over. It works. Right, I think that's all good. I think that's all dry. It was only a very thin layer of gesso because I kind of wanted to keep as much as possible of the colour and tones underneath. That's obviously, hey, it's hot. Be careful. Mind your fingers. Like that. Keep this. Try and keep this from getting too flat while that glue dries. Kind of need this, but a cold air one then, just to cool everything down and set it. Because when it's hot, obviously the hot glue is also melty hot as well. Nicole, hello from Germany. How are you? Olga had to step out at work. Come back to this loveliness. Oh, thank you. You can go back and watch how it's come together so far, of course. Right, quick tidy up. So put that away. I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to have to wash the gesso away now, unfortunately. But do I have a wet wipe out? I don't think I do. So I'll just pop this to the side and give this all a bit of a wipe. What I love about this mat, and I said this last week, is it's heat resistant, so I'm not damaging my mat underneath by warping it with the heat, but it also wipes clean really nicely. It's like a silicone mat. It's got quite a bit of grip to it as well, so it sticks quite well to the surface I'm working on. I just bring it out for everything, but I think the heat resistant part of it is the best, because if you're heat embossing something, how many times have you started warming it up and then realised that your mat underneath is starting to warp and just go misshapen and ruin it? And you can literally just lay it over your cardstock or whatever. Right, so that was a dirty piece of kitchen towel, but that'll do. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look at my other paint colours. Oops, I've got things behind me. That's a beautiful colour, because I'm thinking I'm going to be going more down the greens than the, I don't know if you can hear me, I'm still talking, more down the greens than the blues. I was going to go blue, teal and brown, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be more green. I could put hints of teal in there. So I think I'm going to start with the dark in the middle and start fading out. We shall see. This is going to be, I may ruin it. Hopefully we can pick it up. That actually needs better shaking, I think. So that's the dark. This is, I'm hoping this is a mid green. And then we've got a light. Oh dear, look, that needs a good shake. It's just liquid came out of there. That is not good. What a cool idea, Melissa. Thank you. Can't wait to catch your video of the summit. I'm a little behind today, much looking forward to it. Is that mine? Or is there someone else on here who's contributed to the summit? Mine was about sketches, using a sketch and using it in different ways. Right, so we have got those, and then we've got this beautiful, I'll use this in a little bit later, beautiful orange colour, rust orange colour. We've got others as well. Okay. Oh, that was not clever, was it? I sat that in the top. I've done exactly the same again. Right, let's just place that on the edge. It needs cleaning, so I don't want to put it away. Just deciding, this is a nice, quite small. Right, I'm going to have a swig of this. There we go. Seems a lot of you are coming over to YouTube from Facebook. Quite a lot of you. I haven't actually got a palette out. So let's wet my brush. Oh no, I'm glad I just did that. Look, there's blue. Not that it would have been the end of the world on the colours, with the colours we're using. I thought it was a clean paintbrush. Apparently not. Oh well. Right, so let's start with, in the centre, underneath here, with some green. Dark green. Well, this is the reason we put a lot of gesso down, because then it can literally go on everything. Can't really get much further under there. And I actually quite like just to let the water do its thing. Then let's have some green up here as well. The dark green. I love how it spreads around all the grooves in the frame. It's so beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to do dark green down the very, very centres as well. So under here. So there. And then it all will go out to the paler colours as we go. I go quiet when I'm doing bits like this. I'm sort of So kind of concentrating. And I think in order to make sure that the colours don't mix too much, I'm going to dry each layer and wipe the paint off the brush as well. I'm going to start doing it, but I can listen at the same time, Sarah, of course. Oh, thank you, Therese. Yes, so about using sketches and turning them and using them different ways. That's what my summit video is about. I think we need to bring that down a little bit lower, just as it's gone all the way to the top. So bring the dark green. We've got sort of a clump of paint there. Yeah, and once you spray the water, it just starts settling and yeah. Oh, Sheila, I popped over from the summit to catch you live. It's my first time seeing you. Oh, I'm so happy you found me here. I'm so glad. Paula's next meeting's about to start. We'll catch a replay. I'd say enjoy, Paula. I hope you enjoy your work. And the meeting's not too stressful for a Friday. And dabbing up any excess where I think I've gone a little bit overboard. Do you know what? I quite like it just one colour down the middle and the white. Have a wonderful weekend, Paula. I love multimedia because you get to play. Exactly, it's just all about playing, and I don't think there's any right or wrong. I mean, yes, you can sort of make mistakes. Yeah, Carla, honestly, I never clean my brushes. I'm terrible for it. Do you know what I think is very odd? What I think is very odd is that I have exactly the same video running on Facebook and on YouTube, and there's lots of people watching on YouTube, and there's hardly anyone really watching on Facebook. I think it's very strange how two platforms can be so different. Is that testament to the followers that I have on each channel? You know, who knows? I hope you pop back. I think she's doing live. Yes, Therese and Sheila, yes, I do. Every Friday I'll be doing a live. In fact, I wanted to ask your opinion on something, everyone. So what do you all feel about people who do Patreon or YouTube, like subscription memberships? Sorry, memberships on YouTube, because a lot of people do them, and I've thought about it for a little while, but I'm just not sure yet whether it's something that people want to do, I think I'm going to do the Dragonfly Rusty. Is that something, if it was videos maybe like this, delving into mixed media, would you be interested? Would you pay for a membership? Obviously that would be, rather than doing long, I wouldn't then do long lives if I had the option of people paying for a membership. So I don't know, it's just something I've thought about, but I've signed up to Patreon classes before, and I've watched people on Patreon and that sort of thing and enjoyed it, but I think a lot of those people, they then don't share their tutorials anywhere else. So is that something you would pay a few pounds to watch? Do I went a bit, this one's quite similar to, it's a little bit lighter, not quite. Oh dear, let's get that off. Oh dear, there we go. It's okay. A little bit green in there, but we can worry about that later. Right, just get in. It's not just the frame. Wish I could afford memberships, but I just can't. It's that time. Yeah, it's difficult at the moment, isn't it? I say at the moment, it's always been difficult. Never heard of it. Yeah, so there's some people have memberships options on here where if you're a member you get exclusive content. So things like a tutorial like this would be exclusive content. And the same Patreon, they do classes, and you pay like, I don't know, £3 or £5 a month. People set their tiers, and depending on which membership, which one you sign up for, you get a certain amount of content each month. Hey Mary, how are you? I haven't spoken to you for a while. Have you been watching the summit? Have you been watching the videos on there? Are you doing the summit This one, Justine's one this year. I thought I saw your name down, but maybe I saw that somewhere else. There we go. Yes, she is. Yes, so she's answering. So Mary's answering Melissa, saying she'll be on the live panel Saturday too for the VIP ticket holders. Yay! I did an interview, but I didn't do the live, mostly because I did the live. Hey, I did the live in another summit, and because a lot of it is set for times in America, it was so late at night for me. And this weekend we've actually got a lot of plans on, so yeah, it's better that everyone can watch. Emily, watching while waiting in line at the pharmacy by CarPlay. Emily, you did say you were busy. Okay, so I haven't used this green yet. I don't even know if I'm going to use it. I actually quite like the depth without it. Do you know what? It looks better on the screen than it does in real life. I don't know how that works, but we'll see. I think I'm going to add the orange colour to, oh, I didn't do, to the key and the dragonflies to make them sort of rusty, sort of. Let's see. But when I spritz them, the orange is going to go down onto the green a bit, and that's fine. Let's do orange. Let's do another colour at the tips of the wings. So let's spritz this out a little bit. What colour are we going to do? Should we do the dark? Should we do really, really dark at the ends? So it's still all in keeping, but slightly darker colour. So just loosely, but I haven't even cleaned my brush off. I don't think so, unless I just did it without thinking. There we go. And then a little bit more of the orange in here. So that's going to go kind of a muddy, a brown colour in between. That's fine. I don't mind that. I was trying to go live for fun out by my text, but my husband's messing our camera. Oh no! So there you go, everybody. When you're finished watching here, let's go and see if Mary's live. Were you going to promote the summit? Is that what you were going live for? Or were you going to do... What were you going to do? What are you going to do? Think positive. You'll get there. I think we should all support each other with lives. There's none of this, oh, you're live, I want to be live, you're taking my audience. I think that's rubbish. We should all share. So I'm just dabbing a bit of the orange off my brush into a few places and just spritzing it out. I like the white. I don't want to cover the white up too much. I'm getting there. Yeah, the orange looks good, doesn't it? And because I've got the gold in the key as well, I think, okay, two things I'm going to do. I'm going to dry this first of all. No, not summit, just wanted to play. Have a play, yeah. I love going live randomly, surprising people. As long as there's people there to surprise and not everybody's asleep. But yeah, I'll have a look for you and see if you've gone live when I've finished, if you can get that sorted. So obviously drying it does lighten the colour a bit, so I might want to go back over it again in a little while. You'll see how, I don't know if you can see, the wings as I'm drying them are actually sort of flattening out a bit. It's because the hot glue underneath is melting, but once the hot glue underneath has cooled again, I'll lift the wings up afterwards. So there's two things I'm going to do now. Once this is dry, I'm going to put some gilding wax over the top. Pick out, I'm going to use a gold so it's similar to that key, and then I'm going to get some black in there and get some shadows going. Get some contrast. I actually never used that gorgeous sort of, I call that like iced spruce sort of colour. This needs to be really dry to put the gilding wax over the top. So any big puddles I have to mop up. Otherwise the gilding, it's all sitting in the, what I'd call the nooks and crannies of this bit. So I need to get it dry. Okay, there we go. I'm so sorry for this super late question. What is the main cardstock I'm using? Watercolour. Ah, so no, I have gone. I've gone on to MDF here. So it's MDF, and then underneath I've used Stamperia, and I know there's different ways of saying that name. I've used a paper pack, and I tore strips and squares, put it underneath on the MDF. Then some, oh, I've got to stretch to get it. This is for anybody just catching up. Then some drywall tape or plasterboard scrim tape. I don't know what you call it there, but it's the thin sticky mesh that you get in DIY stores, or certainly do here in the UK. Some of that over the top, and then gesso, the background. So if I tell you what, let me adjust the focus and we can have a really close look at it so far. When I bring it up close, it goes a bit fuzzy. What's the word? Out of focus. So let me bring it up, and can you see that clearly? I think you can. So if I start at the bottom, look, so you can see, just about see the scraps of paper underneath some of the detail, but not too much. So I've got a little splat there, so I'll have to do something with that. I'll probably do some splats anyway. Then I put a mould, the mould around, look at my nails, that's terrible. The mould is air dry clay in one of Finn's Prima moulds, so the frame. The dragonfly is die cut, and the key is metal. And then we've got some metal and wooden pieces as well. So can you see all that? Daring Northern Adventures. Give me a first name. Is it grey or is it green? Stop it, Claire. It's that colour. That is about the colour that my jumper was. Let me just put that focus back. Sorry, everybody. So a little while ago, I was on a Craft Stash Live. Thank you, Carmen. So I was on a Craft Stash Live, and I had a green, grey, it was definitely green, but it was a very pale green jumper on, and everyone was saying it was grey. It was definitely green, and it was basically this colour. It was like iced spruce in the distress range. Right, bear with me, I'm just grabbing a gilding wax. Let's go. Oh, I love this one. Sizzix Luster Wax. It's amazing. It is amazing. Do you know what I'm thinking? I feel like it needs to be darker, even darker in the centre there. But I'm going to go in with some black, so I might leave that. Luster Wax is amazing, but I do end up getting it under my fingernail if I don't pull a bit out. So use a palette knife. It's very soft. It doesn't need warming. It's a bit like I was saying about the air dry clay. It doesn't need warming to use. Thank you, Kim. Hello, Kim. I didn't realise you were with us. Hello, Karen. So just a little bit. I'm just going to now go over very lightly the tips and the edges, but more heavily around the centre. So all the colour's going to stem from the centre and sort of fade out as it gets further and further out. Just kind of like, I need to stick, I've just pulled. Oh, it's a bit wet under there. That's not going to stick then, is it? I'm holding this here while I dry that, and that'll keep the glue melted. Fingers crossed that will. There we go. You might have got a little peek of my head then. So just get in there. I go quiet, almost like I forget you're all there sometimes while I'm crafting. Probably not necessarily such a bad thing. And you get me in my natural element. What's it? Natural environment. That one's gone. That one's going. That's been threatening to fall off for ages. And then on the tips of the dragonfly wings as well. There we go. And then I think oh, it's off. It's going. It's tough. It's not staying on. Can you see that shimmer now? Hopefully you like it. It was grey. Oh, shut up, Sam. It's my channel. I can say what I like. Shut up, Sam. Shouldn't you be drunk by now, Sam, anyway? We've got this little joke going about Sam always being drunk. So I'm going to do a touch of black. Now I do have somewhere, oh, maybe I should have used, I've got a distressed pencil in black. Oh, I can't find it now. It's in this pot somewhere. Where are you? There you are. I don't know whether this is going to be, no, I think that's going to be too fiddly. So let's just use, so right under in the centre here, I want to put black. I really want to make sure that dragonfly stands out. So both sides there. Get that all in and then give that a spray. You do a great job at multitasking. It's always so interactive. Oh, I'm glad. Do you know what? I planned a really like almost like a roast dinner tonight. So pork chops and oh, we're having sweet potato mash and everything. I haven't thought about who's going to cook it because I'm here. Let's get a bit. So just making, I'd hope the wax in a lot of places will actually repel the black anyway. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then under the frame as well. So there, under here. Spritz, give it lots of dimension. And I can let that drip down as well if it wants to. Yeah, that's perfect. And the same at the top. And then let it all drip down wherever it wants to go. This time you're going to go that way. Not too far though. Come on, behave yourself. So give a little more depth to it. I think we need it around the edges. Just a touch, and up here. We'll be able to see the comparison now with this, the two sides. What do we think? Tipsy Crafting. Is she on one? Blah, blah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you must have got that name from somewhere. Can you see the difference now between the black on this side? Let's just get rid of that. Dab that away. But the black on this side and how much more that stands out compared to this side. So let's, I'm nearly running out of black paint. Not running out because I can do some more. So just spritz it and then dab away excess. So it's just, it's easy watercolour really. There we go. Just saying, do I need that anymore? Oh, I don't know where that bit came from. What it's starting to do is starting to flow between some of the layers in the background, and it's picking out then some of that detail in the background, the layers that we put on right at the beginning. I say we because you know you're here and you're helping. A little bit darker in there. There we go. I think we need to give that a dry. Change over to YouTube as I couldn't see all the comments. Hey Deborah, how are you? Delon Ross, hello. How are you from Canada? Hope you're well. Poor Sam, don't feel sorry for her. She gives as good as she gets. She's all right. She is fine. So I'd imagine those of you who do know Finn's work can see that I've been inspired by something she's made in the past. It's definitely something sort of, well, I'd like to think similar to something she would make. I'm done for the day now, Lou. Monty wants my attention. Have a good weekend. Catch up. Bye, Sam. Love you. Have a good weekend. Like we didn't speak for an hour on the phone earlier. This is a really cool piece. Hello, Anne. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. Do you know what? We do need a bit more black. We need I don't like the pressure that I need with the pencil. I'd rather do it with the paintbrush and be a bit more gentle, but in here I feel I need a bit more in here. My projects often end up going quite dark, even though this one was supposed to be focused around the white. I think I've also lost a lot of the orange, so let's dab some more of that on. So I wanted the rusted look. There we go. So kind of try to fade that out without fiddling with it too much. I bought the orange, it has brought the orange back a lot, hasn't it? So dry that. It does darken. When it dries, it goes more of a brown. I'm trying to put my wet paintbrushes in one place so I see them and clean them up afterwards. Right, so that hot glue is obviously very melted now, but oh. I just noticed under the frame there, I've still got quite a bit of here that's not coloured. There we go. Probably the same there, to be honest. And this is where I could fiddle for hours and end up doing too much, so I could sort of have to tell myself soon to stop. Otherwise it just becomes too much. So I'm going to run some gold over the top of that key again in a moment. Once it's cooled down. The metal will be very, very hot now. I've got, this is old, Studio 490 black embossing paste. Now I like to use this. It doesn't matter that I've got gilding wax on here. I've had this years and it's never dried out. While that is all drying, I'm going to go around the edge with this paste. It gives amazing texture, but it's also black, so it's kind of two jobs in one really. And some of it will be just on the very edge and then some a little bit further in. So perfect for, this is perfect for your stencils and things. It's a very sort of a very thick paste. I don't even know if it's still available. It is this old. I've had it so long. And you know when you love something, you just don't want to use it. This is one of those. Right, I've got a piece there that's driving me mad. Take that off. Don't know what that was. But just want to add, there it is. I was thinking it doesn't matter how long this live is, but I need to sort dinner out. I haven't got that much left of this anyway today. I appreciate you all staying with me on a Friday night though. There we go. I do that. That's the black, and then what I'll do is I'll dry that off and I'll go round with that rust colour, probably with the palette knife again. So just give it a little bit of a dry. It doesn't take much at all for this. It dries very, certainly the surface dries very quickly, enough to put some paint over the top. Again, I am working on a heat resistant mat though. Once you start mixed media, no broken jewellery ever sees bin. No, absolutely. If you go speak to jewellers, sometimes they have old broken pieces that aren't worth anything. Maybe people who fix watches and clocks, they might have cogs and little gears and things that they can't use. So interesting how different it looks with every new step. I thought minutes ago that was looking finished. Got to finish the edge though. I've got a few more bits, a couple more bits to do. So now I'm just going to put this orange around the edge. This is like the rust colour. I'm just again randomly popping it on. I only surface dried this around the edge here, this black, enough for me to be able to scrape on the orange. There we go. Again, dry that. Karen, it's lunchtime for you, is it? Well, I've got, tonight we've got pork, sweet potato mash, vegetables and onion gravy, but I haven't done a thing towards, but it won't take that long to cook, to be honest, but because the pork is medallions, so quite quick to cook through. Anyway, right. Couple of finishing embellishments, and then I think I will finish to the night. I could do a lot more, so I'm going to put, this is going to be my, again, this is something that I have had in my stash for such a long time, and as I want this to go on my wall in my craft room, I think that is the perfect embellishment there. And the white, it brings out the white of the background. Then I found these light bulbs and I thought I can't not use them, so I think I'm going to have one there. Do you know what they've actually got? They've got writing on them, but as you can see, or maybe see, the writing's worn off over the years a lot. In fact, I'm scratching that off. I was just going to use a little tiny bit of rubbing alcohol on a bit of kitchen towel. Hang on, I need to put the lid on that because that stinks. Shouldn't use this without open windows. And just see if I can get that, the rest of that writing off, because it's irrelevant. You can't read it now. I think this one said sweet. Yeah, so that's off. And then this one says us, but it'll be upside down because I'll be hanging these from chain. Claire, Friday night is always takeaway night for myself and my hubby. Don't have takeaway very often. We only, well, I lie, we do have quite a few takeaways in this town. We have a Chinese and Indian, a couple of pizza places, but yeah, we don't really. So because we've got the cog here, I'm going to have one there and one there, I think. And I like that the copper colour kind of, or do we go on there, or do we hang them more like that? Yeah, I think I'm happier with that balance actually. I know you can probably only just see them, but I've got this lovely black chain, and I thought if I'm careful I could have them hanging out from the dragonfly. I'm thinking one, yeah, okay, so yeah, right, hot glue. Let's put the chains on first. So this chain breaks quite easily with scissors. So this is where I get very ouchy fingers, I'm sure. Let's put the end of it under there. Hopefully that is dry enough to dry. And then the other end of the chain there. And then the light bulb over the top of it. On there. There's one. I could probably, this is all dried out now, and so I could probably do something if I wanted to make that glow a bit. And then I need another one, or do I do it? No, that won't work. Just do a rough, if it comes from there, oops, to about there. Probably not ideal for your scissors to be cutting metal with them, but let's not tell anybody. Let's keep it our little secret, shall we? I'll ruin my best scissors by cutting metal chain with them. Is my head in? Yeah, just about see my head. Not that I want you to. And then this one. Oh, that sits really nicely directly over that really nice cog. Not over so much as you can't see it. Right, so I'm only putting the hot glue at the top and bottom of each chain, and then hot glue on the light bulb. Sorry, I'm not looking at the comments, everybody, at the moment. I'm getting a bit carried away doing this. It's much darker, considering it started off white. It's much darker than I expected. Then I think kind of feel like I need to have, no, I think I'm going to leave it. I was going to have some bits somehow sort of, okay, if you just imagine like a piece hanging like there and then another piece hanging here somewhere, but I think I'll be going a bit over the top there. Okay, lastly, the plaque, the name. My place. And that's obviously on metal and it's hot glue, so just give that a second to dry. So this is going to go up in my craft room. Let me just remove this. I will literally I'll fold that and I'll take that to my sink with my paintbrushes. There we go. So, like I say, very much inspired by Finn's live on Saturday that I watched to do mixed media, which I haven't done for a long time. Well, Little G Papercrafts. Remind me, was it Denise? Was that your name? Or am I completely wrong? Or was it Helen or something like that? I can't remember. I've forgotten your name. I'm sorry. I'm so rubbish. I'm glad you like it. Hello, Helen. How are you? Thank you for the shouts hanging in there these days. I've not seen you much. Linda, less is more. Yeah, I think so. I think I could just go over the top otherwise. So I think it looks great from a distance. Let me just change the focus so you can see it a bit closer up. Is that okay, focus wise? Do you need, there we go. You can see all the detail in it. And there's those light bulbs at the bottom. It's not perfect, there's bits that aren't perfect, but then mixed media doesn't need to be perfect, does it, at all? But I've really enjoyed this. I've had so much fun and I've got something nice to go on my wall now. It's only taken an hour and a half. I started at 4 o'clock and it was a blank piece of canvas like this. I don't know what just fell off, nothing, that's fine. I did say there's a green splodge there. I'll probably just do a few little splatters or something, so it's all good. But this will go on my wall. And yeah, I've really enjoyed doing this. So same again next Friday. Should we do something similar? It also looks amazing close up. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much. There's some Dee, I haven't said hello to you. Hello. Laurie, I know you commented right at the beginning and then you've gone nice and quiet, but great to have you here. Thank you so much, everybody. I've really enjoyed that, and I'm going to stock up on some really cheap, inexpensive chipboard and grey board and wooden pieces. It'll be in the UK, but and then show you what you can hopefully make with them as well. But yeah, I've had a great time and have a fabulous weekend, everybody. You're all fabulous, and I'll see you. Where will I be? The next one, Monday afternoon, 2 o'clock on Facebook. I'll be back here on YouTube. Yeah, Book Nook, I'll be doing that lunchtimes next week. YouTube on Friday, 4 o'clock again, as always. Thank you all. Take care and have a lovely weekend.